Hello everyone and welcome to the world according to Bob. I'm Bob. This is my show where I talk about comics and whatever else pops into my little head. Even though we already did this one. I forgot to hit the button. Yeah. We're here to talk about the Star Trek and Green Lantern special printed by DC Comics and IDW. Part 2 and 3. The new Batman Beyond book. And the two part wait, yeah. The two parts of the Dark Side War. I almost called it the Justice League War. Yeah, the two parts of the Dark Side War that I bought. Yeah. That sounds about right. I know I said it was a two-parter, but it's not. It's like a 5-part big deal. I bought it because I like Metron. I mean, I really like Metron. Metron is a good guy. I mean, as far as villains go, you have to keep in mind he's a villain. But you have to keep in mind at the same time why he's doing it. For the betterment of humanity. He doesn't often cave to pressure. Like in Final Crisis, how he was Prometheus. There you go. And he brought humanity fire. Yeah. So he didn't care that it made the other gods unhappy. He intervenes in these events without anyone's prior approval. And he's traveled to the Marvel Universe. As in the Justice League meets the Avengers. Yeah. He's traveled to the Marvel Universe. He knows the Marvel Universe exists. It's just good to see him in a new 52 book. That he hasn't been taken out or absorbed by the Speed Force. Like Bart Allen was. Absorbed by the Speed Force. That's what happened to Bart. And then Tim Drake went to the ever-changing future. And 4 books later, we get this. An okay book by any other standards. But if you're expecting greatness from it, don't hold your breath. He's gonna meet Rip Hunter at the end. Gonna meet Rip Hunter at the end. And when he does, they're all expected to have a big shock and, stuff like that. Yeah. I only thought this book was okay. It wasn't great. Like I said, you know Tim's gonna fix the future, so all the Teen Titans are affected, and they're gonna try again sometime. A quote-unquote better Teen Titans book. I was gonna say new, but I'm not gonna disgrace the title that way. So, right. Good book, but not by my standards. Which means it's severely low. I'd give it like a 5 on a scale from 1 to 10. If I had to give it a grade. This, if they don't find out they're from the same universe, I mean, it's there. It's there. They don't find out they're from the same universe, I'll be severely disappointed. Now I'd like to talk about the ad on the back. I'm excited they're bringing back X-Files, but I'm also excited they're bringing back the comic X-Files and making the 11th season. But I don't know how long it's gonna last. Like I said, I just like with DC, I don't know how long the Tim Drake thing's going to last, being in the future. There's another thing. I don't know how long it's gonna last. So, yeah, keep that in mind. If you haven't read that, I can talk about the other half. Okay, first, I should have done them in order. Ganthad's not dead, but I think it's some other Guardian. He activates some last light protocol. Yeah. And McCoy didn't get the blue ring like I predicted. He got the purple ring. It was Chekhov with the blue ring. I'm sorry, I screwed up. McCoy got purple. And this had St. Walker in it as well. The guy that's head of the Blue Lantern Corps. Yeah. And you find out that Blair flees, that Hal isn't the only one to get abducted to the alternate future. Or same future, depending on what they do with it. Yeah. Hal isn't the only one. Blair flees, Sinestro, and the guy that's in charge of the Red Lantern also got abducted. All the leaders of the rings, and Carol Ferris, Hal's old girlfriend. Yeah. Star Sapphire. You have to keep that in mind, I guess. That they're all leaders of the rings. They're all important characters. I'm not gonna spoil what happens at the end. I really hope they don't screw this up. It has potential. Yeah, definite potential. Being that I like Blackest Night. And on that note, I just watched The Flash. In my previous video, which I only did half for some reason, or we can only find half of it. I tell you that I think that they did the Flash quite accurately. Assuming a man can run faster than the speed of light, they would indeed still form a singularity. Yeah, that's how I think time travel to some degree works. I am going to reference this video in my story. Welcome to history, I guess. Yeah. Oh. In the second part of this episode, which aired tonight, for some reason, many wormholes popped up, which means they could bring in more villains. 52 little mini wormholes. Because once they corrected the singularity, time separated. I mean, how did I word it before? Let's see. I mean, if time travel was possible, you'd get beings like the Q and the monitors and things like that. I don't know about John Titor and how accurate he was, but I do know that if time travel is possible, there's definitely a possibility that there's beings that perceive time differently. It's possible that because of the glasses, or glasses help him perceive time differently, yes. Um, do we know that for sure? No. I mean, ideally there'd be a multitude of singular, or a multitude of wormholes to follow the big huge singularity, but okay, so they narrowed it down to 52. That's unrealistic, yes, but I mean 52 is 52. They brought in the possibility that Earth 2 had some kind of war, which I found interesting. I'll talk a little bit more about the episode later. But for now, back to the comics. Like I said, the Justice League War, or Darkseid War. I knew I was going to do that at some point in this video. Call it the Justice League War. The Darkseid War. Where you run into one of those so-called beings, where Metron, where Metron is tampering with time, and they don't quite know why he's there. Yeah. And I know he brought back the Anti-Monitor. That's it. That's all the Justice League basically know. And they're occupying themselves with Wonder Woman's forgotten sister. I mean, I'm sure the story's a bit more complicated than that, but I just picked up the fourth and third parts. And I'm hopping on right now. Now. Yeah, no, the Flash was really good tonight. For some reason, Harrison Wells came back in the future or past. Either he survived. He's not in the present. He's in the past or future. One of those. Yeah. I guess. Not one of my more successful videos. But good night, folks. I'm trying to turn it off, man. Help me turn it off.